Okay, well we farm 750 acres here in Drummond, and it's in three blocks, three separate blocks. And we're basically a cropping operation. We crop probably about 500 acres of the farm, 430 in combinable crops, and about the remainder, the balance 70 in fodder crops for grazing during the winter. Cereal crops are about half oats in a normal year, and the balance of wheat and barley, and also peas, some for feed, some for seed production.
Where it all began, well, I was born in 1933. I can remember some of the life before I went to school, more perhaps interested in machinery than animals. I gradually worked into more cropping. Got to a stage where I couldn't do justice to both, so went into dry stock farming and crop for a few years, and then eventually all crop.
What have you done in the way of ponds and tree planting? What's your involvement there?
My grandfather obviously was keen on a bit of shelter, and my father was the same. Well, I like to see a bit of water and the wildlife, so over the years there's been various small ponds created. We bought this wetland, and I enjoy going down there just to see the wildlife. We've done a little bit of flax planting and trying to enhance it a little more, but time is a big factor. We're still farming, and there always seems to be more to do than you can get round to.
In the day-to-day running of the farm now, are you still involved?
Yes, officially I've retired, but I haven't actually noticed much difference yet.
The farm is very well established in trees. Back in the generations there's been obviously trees planted, and we've just enhanced that with some variety of species now. There's a lot more different trees now available for shelter belts and amenity planting. It all adds to the appeal of the farm and provides shelter and that type of thing. The goal here is obviously to grow a good crop, to get a good return, and obviously you can't do that if you're not looking after your soil. We've moved away from ploughing now, and we use a minimum tillage system where we surface work the ground using discs and grubbers, and that way the straw is mixed into the top layers and it breaks down much quicker. And it's also a lot more friendly on your worm life, and the soil health I'm sure is improving. Both the combines have straw choppers on the back, so the straw is chopped as it leaves the combine, and then it is worked into the ground, cultivated on. Helps improve the organic matter in the soil. And we try not to push the crop too hard with nitrogen. We feel that trying to grow crops year after year, we want to do that sustainably, so we need to ensure that we're not removing too much nutrients by pushing crops artificially with nitrogen. Not to apply more than probably 150 kilograms of urea at any one time to try and avoid excessive leaching and loss of nitrogen to the atmosphere. My wife and I have just in the last couple of years began farming this farm on our own account. We've taken over a very well established farm that has been well looked after through the generations, and particularly my father, as he's come involved in more cropping as opposed to livestock. And yes, he certainly handed on a fine property, and we aim to try and maintain its ability to produce good crops and on into the future. And yes, it's not so much also the economics of the side of things, but also his attention to how the place looks with the extensive planting and development of wetlands and habitat for wildlife.
So he's not retired then?
No, no. My father still has a very hands-on role in the farm. Really, he's the number one advisor, I guess you could say, and always offers a valuable opinion as to how we should be proceeding, and it's all very valuable. Certainly would miss him if he wasn't around. It's certainly my wife and myself's goal to hand on a property which is, you know, as good or better than what we have now, and I'm sure that that we can do that.